President Jacob Zuma's architect Minenhle Makhanya is fighting back. Last week, the Special Investigation Unit filed papers against Makhanya. He's being sued for 155 million rand. That's the value of the work Makhanya is said to have carried out at President Jacob Zuma's Minenhle home that the public protector deemed unnecessary. The architect's attorney, Barnabas Xulu, now joins us in the studio this morning. Barnabas, thank you very much for your time and for coming in this morning.
Thank you, Dan.
Okay, just to tell us, you're filing papers in court today in Pietermaritzburg.
That is correct.
And what is exactly the position that you're putting in these papers?
Well, okay, at the moment, as you know, this is an action which has been instituted against our client. At the moment, we are filing the notice of our intention to defend the action, which is basically just declaring that we will be defending this action. It's still too early in the process. I wouldn't say exactly the basis of the defense. It's just sufficient to say we'll be defending the action.
So is your client confident that this is a defensible matter, that he can defend the action?
Our client was engaged as an architect by the Department of Public Works. The relationship is regulated by the contract which the parties entered into. And at all material terms, you'll be saying he complied with the provisions of that contract.
Yeah, and you, from an attorney perspective, although you say you can't share with us at this early stage the basis of the defense, are you confident at this early stage that the bases are sound?
They would certainly be sound. I am very confident. In fact, the team that we will be working together with at this early stage, even though it is still an early stage, is confident that the case is not going to be successful against our client, in a sense that looking at all the allegations that have been made, starting from declaring the invalidity of the contract that our client was appointed on, and a number of other categories, because there are about 6 categories of claims that they've made against our client. Looking at everything basically provided, no chance at all that a court will rule in favor of the SIU. Yeah. But we still have quite a long journey, I would say, because there may be other intellectual applications brought in the process or in the middle of this litigation. Okay. It's quite an unprecedented legislation or litigation, if I may put it that way.
Yeah. Just outside of this legal process, I'm sure you are aware of many comments that have been made or written about around this whole issue. For instance, one of them, I just want to get a sense from you, what do you think about it, what your client thinks about it, that he's being used as a scapegoat, the fall guy for the Minenhle matter?
Most importantly, then you'll know that our client's version has never been heard by anyone. This will be the first time that you'll be hearing our client's version, and we'll be prepared to share it with the public when the time is right, and then people or the public will have to come to the conclusion once they hear our client's version. This has always been one-sided on the side of the media and on the side of the authorities. You have more than 3 reports compiled on the same subject. So, but all these were one-sided. Now it's high time that you hear our client's version. So
when you file the papers in Pietermaritzburg court today, is that just a technical legal process, or will those papers then be available to the public?
They will definitely be available to the public. As I say, it's just a notice. It's a procedural notice from the beginning of these proceedings.
When should we expect the meat of this thing to come out? In terms of this process, from your planning, you think it's going to be in the next month, 2 months, depending what's happening around the process?
Exactly. What is happening is we may be requesting further particulars so that our client is able to plead properly on the case made against him. We may be making some exception applications based on the allegations that are made. So it's still too early, I must say, for a litigation of this magnitude. I wouldn't be able really to pin it on a particular date that you'll be seeing exactly the meat of what is going on.
But I'm sure it's in your client's interest that the rest of us, the public in South Africa, get to know his side of the story.
Definitely. It's very important. And at least maybe the other allegations which have been so negative by political parties, by interested parties, and this may be maybe to come to a stop when they hear exactly what he's saying about his case.
You deserve to know more.
eNCA.com.